All right.
All right.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Uh,
everybody.
so I'm here with Ocha. Ocha, do you want to
Hi.
introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Ochapup. I am a green tea dog VTuber. You can find most of my stuff at Ochapup, Twitter, Instagram, all of that stuff.
Yes. Ocha is
So
wonderful.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, of course. So as you may see, I have us in PNG tuber form, essentially, or just our PNGs up, because I only have one webcam, and I am using that. Let's see.
Mhm.
Hi. You can see my hands here. You can see my lovely, let's see. There's my dragon ring. I had another ring on, but it flew off my finger somewhere. And then
I'll
here's my
try
other
and open your
hand.
stream on my
Yeah,
computer here so
so,
I can see.
yeah. My lovely opera gloves. So today, we are doing two things. Um, Ocha and I will be doing a Japanese KitKat tier list, and we're going to be
Hmm.
trying some teas that we have. Um,
Yes.
I'll
I
do you want to talk about the teas that you'll be trying first?
Sure. So I got these at the Renaissance Festival last year. I haven't tried them
Nice.
yet. I'm awful about drinking tea. Like I love to buy it, but I rarely get around to actually drinking it. So I thought this would be a good excuse to try them out.
Nice.
So they're all by Gong Fu Life, which was they had a table set up there and they had like teapots and all this really cool stuff.
Mm.
Um, so the first one I have is called Iron Goddess. It's a Wulong tea.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is called Clouds and Mist, which is a green tea.
Nice.
We have Hunan Chanjan. It's a dark tea.
Mm-hmm.
Wild Grown Golden Monkey, which is a Kimen black tea.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Shomei, which is a white tea cake.
Nice.
Yeah.
My
How about,
teas. Oh, go
yeah.
ahead.
I was just gonna say, how about your teas?
Oh, yes, my teas. So mine are they're all from Adagio Teas. They
Hmm.
have a whole section of their website where people can make fandom teas. And I bought these a while ago. I know people are a little protesting Genshin a little bit, but I have all these Genshin teas. They are fan made. They aren't official Genshin teas. You know, official.
Right.
They're fan made.
Hmm.
So if you are boycotting Genshin, you're not. You can still buy these. It's not about the Genshin. But yeah, so I got these little sets. I
Hmm.
got two sets of them, so I have 12 different teas with different characters from Genshin. They have they have a huge selection. Somebody there really likes Genshin. They even have some
Hmm.
VTuber teas. A lot
Yes.
of them
Hmm.
are mostly like VShojo girls. But so
I I actually heard about Adagio teas back in like early, like maybe 2010, 2011, something like that.
mm-hmm,
Whenever Sherlock was like really big,
mm-hmm.
because this artist that I followed was making Sherlock themed teas.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I was obsessed with Sherlock, and it was a big thing. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
who
yeah.
doesn't?
They have
Sherlock is
all kinds of
so
fandom
good.
teas, all kinds of fandom teas,
Yeah,
all kinds of
Sherlock is
stuff.
great. I loved Sherlock.
Yeah, yeah.
So I chose four of these.
Okay.
My first one is the Zhongli blend.
Mm-hmm.
It is a puree. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I don't.
Sure.
I've never really drunk puree before. Then venti is an Irish breakfast tea, and
Mm-hmm.
then ayaka is a green tea,
Mm-hmm.
and shenhei uh, is an oolong. They all
Very cool.
they all smelled really good.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly the Ayaka one. I have a feeling that's my favorite. Hi. How's it going? So, yeah, but then I'm very partial to green tea. So I'm
Hmm.
probably automatically going to like that one the best. And
Yeah.
the Shenhei was more kind of mellower, grassy smelling. Venti is
Hmm.
a little bit more of a chai. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
an Irish breakfast, but also said it's like apple chai with forest berries, something like that. So,
Okay.
and then the Zhongli, it smells kind of like a Christmassy blend. I doubt it is supposed to taste anything like osmanthus wine. I
Hmm.
kind of wanted it to, just because it's such a meme with
Right.
his osmanthus wine. Does it taste as good? I don't remember the line exactly, but yeah. So I'm gonna do the Zhongli one first because that one is in the cup that is not insulated.
Okay.
So that's this cup
Um,
here.
I'm gonna start with a Chomei. It's a white tea, so I think it'll be a little bit light.
Okay.
I think it'd be nice to start with.
Right.
Oh, they're little cakes. That's so cool.
Nice. And for the
They're
other
like
ones, for the other
wrapped
ones, I'm
in
going to be using my Uncle Iroh cup that Heather so kindly gave me. So
I'm
you see
using
that.
my I have a sushi cup. Has all different types of sushi on it.
Nice, nice. I like having fun cups to drink out of. I also have a I think I showed you once, Ocha, my Dio cup. That
Yeah.
you thought it was a cup of tea, but it was me, Dio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, do you want to get started with the Kit Kats?
Yeah, sure. You
I'm
said
gonna
you wanted
take
to start
a
with banana, right?
yeah, because that I know. It's just that one's not going to be my favorite.
All right. Let me get my tea poured here.
Okay.
Hot water. I have a
Uh,
electric kettle.
yes, here. Yes, I do too. I think people underestimate the value of an electric kettle.
Oh, you know what? I have this press thing that I was going to use, and I completely forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to use it because I don't get to use it very often. I got it at a tea cafe in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, nice.
Um, but it's just like a French press, but for tea.
Mm-hmm.
So you let the
Nice.
tea leaves expand, and then you press it down, and then you can pour it out.
Mm,
So we'll do
nice.
that.
I love that there are
Um,
so many, like, you think about all the elaborateness around coffee with the different ways you make it and stuff. But I
hmm.
like that I've been seeing over time more and more of these different kind of cool tea things that you can get. So, like, if you don't have a proper teapot, like this mug right here, it
Hmm.
has an insert that you can put your loose leaf tea in, and then it
Oh,
has the
nice.
top on it that you can put on
Yeah.
it. And
Oh,
I like of course I don't have the insert in because I believe in brewing my tea properly. I do not leave the tea bag or whatever in for ages because that just makes your tea bitter.
yep. Yep.
So yeah, I am not a big fan. This is
Okay.
decent, by the way. I would say that it smells a little bit better than it tastes in that, like, it smells more like a Christmassy kind of tea, but the spiciness isn't as strong.
Right.
It's nice though. It's decent. I like
Hmm.
it.
Mine is still steeping. It's one of those little compressed cakes, so
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's
Right.
not wanting to expand very much, so I haven't got much tea
Yeah.
yet.
Kind of like those. Have you ever had one of those blooming flower teas?
Yeah. I love
Those are
those. They're so
really
cool.
pretty. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
What did you think of the banana Kit Kat?
All right. So I haven't eaten it yet. I just wanted to show off how. Now I may not like the banana Kit Kat, but I love that they made the point to connect the Kit Kat so it looks like a banana at the top.
Yeah. It's cute. Mm-hmm.
Right. So okay.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. I'm not big into bananas in general. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's already going to bias me against this. Like,
Yeah.
I'll have banana in, like, banana bread. I like banana bread.
Yeah.
But sometimes bananas are a little much for me.
That's how I feel too. Like if I go to like a smoothie place and they put bananas in it, I'll always ask to like substitute the bananas for something else because
Mm-hmm.
like in a smoothie, a banana just takes over the entire flavor of the smoothie.
Mm-hmm. Right, right. And they're so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And I like sweet things, but I don't like it to be overpowering.
Right.
And actually,
Yep.
one of the things I appreciate about the Japanese KitKats is often they don't taste as sweet
Yeah, they
as
actually some of the
American
ones that we
ones.
have in our group are actually called adult sweetness,
Right.
which is what Japanese people think adults would like more because they're less sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I think, especially, I've lived in a few places around the world. I've spent time in Europe
hmm
and New Zealand also.
hmm
I had a trip there a few years ago for about 2.5 weeks, and oh my gosh, it's so beautiful there. But
yeah.
America, and I talk with a lot of my international friends about this. In America, we use way too much sugar in our
Oh
baked
yeah,
goods
for
and our
sure.
sweets. I
Yep.
often, when I make cookies, because human mother is diabetic, I'll reduce the sugar. And sometimes with a cookie
hmm
recipe, you only really need half the sugar that they tell you to use. And
Right.
I feel like sometimes the sweetness overpowers the flavor.
hmm
And so I guess that's kind of why the same thing applies for me with bananas too. They're so sweet that it's overpowering.
Yeah, I agree. Um,
So yeah.
for me, bananas like they have to be like at least a little bit green still, so
Mm-hmm.
that they're a little bit tart. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
do the like super ripe brown bananas at all.
Right,
I can't do it.
right. I'll even like prefer a plantain
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
because
love plantain
plantains are
chips.
nice. Yeah, I love plantain
Mhm.
chips too. So, yeah. So these aren't bad. I'm gonna say
Yeah,
that first, and they're still Kit Kats, and Kit Kats are awesome. Like
yeah, yeah,
they're
yeah,
one
for
of my
sure.
favorite candies, like
hmm
chocolate candies.
hmm
But in proportion, we're measuring all these by each other. We're not measuring them by other candies. So
Right.
in proportion to other Kit Kats, this would be the D for me. I think it's
Yeah.
the
Okay.
only one that will probably be a D for me, actually.
I kind of agree with that. It was just like a chocolate banana is what it tasted like,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. It just
Yeah.
um, I don't know. It just it's kind of weird. Like
Yeah.
it's not great.
Yeah, and it's a little artificial flavored,
Yeah.
because I mean that's what it's going to be. Like if I'm going to have chocolate banana, I will have a slice of banana and dip it in chocolate and eat it that way. I'd rather have it that way.
Right. RA just pointed out that artificial banana flavor is actually based off of a species of banana that's extinct now.
I've heard that. I have
So
heard that before. That is very
that's
interesting.
probably why it tastes a little artificial to us. It doesn't taste like an
Yeah,
actual banana.
right. I can't believe how much of this tea I've drunk already. it's pretty empty now. But I needed
Mine?
that with the banana.
Yeah,
All
yeah, yeah.
right.
Mine. I'm gonna go ahead and pour mine. It might be a little bit light still,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna go ahead and give my first tea a taste as well.
Yeah.
Guess I don't need the spoon.
Right.
I also have a cat on my shoulder right now, by the way.
Aw.
Smudge has decided that he
Oh.
wants to be on my chair, and now
Oh.
he's climbing on my shoulder, and I don't know why.
He wants to be a parrot.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
what?
like I thought, this is pretty light. It's a white tea, so I didn't expect it to be super
Yeah.
strong or anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and do another steep of it.
Okay. Yeah. I like white teas. They're kind of delicate
Yeah, they are.
in
They are.
terms
They
of
really are.
flavor.
Did you know that all types of tea are actually coming from the same plant? It's just different
Right.
stages and different ways of processing it.
Yes. Yes. I have
Yep.
heard that.
Yep. I thought that was super interesting when I realized
Mm-hmm.
that.
Right. And it makes sense in terms of knowing the history of tea that the most common teas that are popular in England are the black teas, which
Mm-hmm.
probably, those were the tea leaves that were probably brought to England because they were, the most sturdy to travel rather than the more delicate tea leaves that are still pretty young, I
Right.
guess.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
All right, which one do you want
Smudge.
to do next?
Um, let me look here. Um, so one that I thought sounded really interesting is the For Cafe one.
Yes,
Um,
yes,
I don't know if it's going to be coffee flavored. It has coffee beans on the outside of it.
right. Or possibly
So
mocha flavored, maybe.
yeah, maybe with the
So
chocolate and everything. So let's
that
try that one
is it.
next.
Everything's reversed on my camera, so
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, wait, where is it? There it is. Oh, cafe.
Right.
All right.
Right. So I'm gonna break it in
Okay,
half.
so I'm gonna have to wash these gloves afterwards. They're gonna have so much chocolate on them. So here we go. Just looks kind of like a regular or usual Kit Kat.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It just tastes like a Kit Kat to me.
Yeah, maybe a little less sweet than the regular Kit Kats we get in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe it's just a touch less sweet. Maybe that's one of the more like adult Kit Kats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Um,
as I'm eating it, I have that like more bittery aftertaste of chocolate rather than just the really, you know.
right. Yeah. So I was expecting it to be different. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe it wasn't bad. I definitely like it better than the banana one.
Yeah.
But it just tasted like a Kit Kat to me. So maybe like
Right.
a C.
Yeah.
You good with
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. I was thinking B or C.
Yeah. Okay.
If I'm gonna try different kinds of Kit Kats that are, you know, not the usual kinds we get here, I'd want them to taste different. You know.
Right. Right. Exactly. Like I want it to be like it's Japanese Kit Kat for a reason. Like they have all these different flavors. I
Right.
want them to be a little bit more imaginative,
Right.
right?
Right.
Because like that's their whole thing is like they come out with these seasonal flavors all the time.
Right. And you know, it's one of the things I was thinking about. You know, here they are experimenting more with doing different flavors of Kit Kats. Like I
Mm-hmm.
did like they had like a mocha one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have
That
tried those ones.
yeah, that was decent. And I would have expected this one to be more like that, and it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I think the mocha was a dark chocolate one as well, though.
I think so. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
coffee and dark chocolate, and they
Yeah.
also did a strawberry one. I think.
The strawberry one was okay.
Yeah.
The mint one. I'm a chocolate mint girl. I do not feel like it tastes like toothpaste.
Yeah. Well,
So
I'm anti mint everything. So
okay, well there you go. We agree
I
to
would not.
disagree. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're allowed to enjoy mint all you want. I
Yes,
personally hate anything mint.
right.
So
And you know that's my thing. Like you know, even with the pineapple on pizza debate, I'm like. You know, if you don't like it, but somebody else does, then that's great because the person who likes it, there's more available for them. So who cares?
exactly.
You know, like why worry too much? If you don't like something and somebody else does, hey, I don't like pickles. If somebody wants my pickles, they're welcome to it, and if they enjoy them, then that's great because then I don't have to eat them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Yep.
it all works out. Okay.
Yep. You pick the
Um,
next one.
I pick the next one. How about
Hmm.
let's go through some of the darker chocolate ones. How about
Okay.
the black? That's probably going to be like the darkest chocolate one. I think is the black
That's
one.
that's one of the adult sweetness ones.
Yeah, yeah. Gaskbin, I will save you my pickles. You can have my pickles.
Yes, yes, Ari, that is Smudge on the table right
Yeah,
now, trying to knock over my tea.
right. And
But yeah,
yeah, so yeah. You can have my
adult
pickles.
sweetness. I think it's dark chocolate.
Yeah. I know that there's a so I used to live really close to a Japanese grocery store and
I did too.
you could get the black chocolate. You know which one I'm
Hmm.
talking about, right?
Yep,
And
yep.
it'd be like black chocolate for men or something.
Yes,
And I
exactly.
knew this little girl who only liked dark chocolate, and that was the only one she would eat. And it just cracked me up because, like, for men, are you kidding me? This
Hmm.
little girl just
Hmm.
gobbled that up. So, yeah, that
Right.
looks pretty good.
So this is actually it's a regular Kit Kat, but it's less sweet. It's not dark chocolate at all.
Right. Yeah.
So
But I like it.
yeah, I do too. Like it's not dark chocolate. Like, it's definitely milk chocolate,
Mm-hmm.
but it tastes a little bit more like dark chocolate than regular
Right.
chocolate does.
Right. And like I would eat one of those over a regular Kit Kat any day.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Um. Again, I wish it was a little bit. I don't know, like fancier. Like it just like
Yeah.
tasted like a Kit Kat.
Right.
But I will say I think I liked it better than the Fort Cafe.
Right. I'm
So
thinking
I'm
a B.
thinking B. Yeah, Smudge. I swear to God, you're gonna knock over my tea, and it's gonna make me so mad. Okay. Please go in your box.
So I
Okay.
just finished off my Zhongli tea. It
Yeah.
was good.
Cool.
It was nice. I liked it. I can tell that if I brewed it any longer than I did, so the direction was for 3 minutes.
Hmm.
I think I would have preferred to do 2 minutes, just because it did have a slight bitter undertaste that
Yeah.
I don't think was intended.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try the venti one next. That's the Irish breakfast slash chai ish one.
I love English breakfast
Yeah, English or no, it wasn't English. It was Irish breakfast.
or Irish. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love I
yeah,
love Irish breakfast. It's like English breakfast, but it's a little bit different.
yeah. To help me remember, I put that one in my Black Butler tumbler. I felt like
Oh, nice.
if we're going with a country in the UK, Ireland area, that will help me remember.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah. So let's see. This one, it got a little cold because that one's not a very good tumbler, but it tastes really good.
Good.
I highly recommend this one. So that's the Venti Genshin one.
Okay.
Um, so it's definitely a breakfast, an Irish breakfast tea. Doesn't taste bitter at all.
Good.
It does have a slight berry and a slight apple-ishness to it.
Hmm.
So I don't feel like it needs sugar. Like
Okay.
there's definitely an already a sweetness to it.
Hmm.
But I don't like sugar in my tea anyway. I'm big into just having my tea black. Um, I
Yeah.
I don't like drinking too much milk. And I
Yeah.
don't. I usually. I guess with teas generally, I like to try it before I add anything.
Yeah, that's how
Cause
I am too.
yeah, because I want to know what the
Absolutely.
flavor is and
Hmm.
figure out the best combination to
Right.
put with it. But this is lovely by itself. It tastes almost like an herbal tea.
Oh, okay.
Um, and so yeah, it's got kind of an appley berry kind of thing that's not overpowering or too strong,
Hmm.
but still has kind of that breakfast tea kind of thing.
I just did my second pour of the Chaumet.
Yeah.
It's a little bit darker this time, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a white tea. Like it's not. I wouldn't say that there's any other undertones other than just tea.
Mm-hmm.
It's just. I mean, it's just really light. It's like a watery white tea.
Mm-hmm.
Smudge, quit.
Yeah.
He's attacking my Kit Kats now.
Oh no.
He's trying to pick them up and take them. Go away.
Smudge. All
I'm
right.
trying to do a professional stream here, Smudge. Anyway,
All right. So why don't you choose the next one?
okay. Um, I'm honestly kind of freaked out by the lemon one.
The lemon one? Yes. We could try that.
Um,
I think that's a white chocolate one.
is it? Okay, let me just uh
There are a few of these that are white chocolate.
yeah. This is Tokyo Island lemon is the flavor.
Tokyo Island lemon. So I'm
Yep.
going to hold that one up for the screen here. Yeah. There we go.
So let's try that one because
All
I'm
right.
curious about it.
Okay.
It is white.
Yeah. So when it comes to chocolate, like, do you have a preference of like darkness level?
I like around like 70-ish. I would also go
Mm-hmm.
down to an 80.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't go any lower than 80. I love dark chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be like really dark for me to really enjoy it. Like I hate milk chocolate most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't really like white chocolate. I used to as a kid, but I
Yeah.
think I got kind of sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, this is very refreshing actually.
Yeah. It's very tart.
Uh-huh.
I like
It
tartness
it
in
almost
candy.
tastes like a key lime.
Yes, exactly. I love key lime pie. It is
I do
so
too.
good. Like when it comes to desserts,
Mm-hmm.
um, like sometimes cakes are too heavy for me,
I agree. Yeah.
especially like a chocolate cake. Even though I like chocolate, sometimes it's a little much. But when it comes to desserts, I'm more like kind of like the creamy kind of like a parfait or a tiramisu or like a you know key lime pie. I've made it before actually. It's very easy. There's
Oh,
you
nice.
can actually just buy key lime juice at the store,
Oh, okay.
and you can make it actually like use cream, like heavy cream, and you whip it up. But you can
Mm-hmm.
also use yogurt to make key lime pie.
Oh, really?
So that's an option too. It'll just be a little more on the tart side.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've you just get one of those graham cracker crusts and you're set. It's almost like making a cheesecake,
Yeah. Okay.
like a very soft cheesecake.
Yeah. That one. Yeah, I really liked that Kit Kat. It was actually really pleasant.
Yeah, yeah. It did
Um.
it did seem a little on the sweeter side to me, but sometimes when you mix tart and sweet, they bring out each other more.
Yeah, I think it was a good balance.
Yeah,
So S or an A? What do you think?
I think an A.
An A? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll agree with that.
Okay.
Um.
Let's see. Let's do the milk tea one next.
Okay. Sure.
I'm curious about that one.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hold that up to the screen
It's
now.
also a white chocolate Kit Kat.
Okay. Yeah, I like the plaid background. I think that's really cute.
Yeah, the tartan. It's
Yeah.
really cute. Hmm.
Okay. So there we go. Yes, definitely a white chocolate. So it definitely tastes like tea,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not one of the super sweet ones.
Right. Um. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure out what that flavor is. I mean, it is tea. You're right. It like has like almost like a citrus tea maybe, but
Yeah,
it could just be the lemon from the other one that's still in my tongue. I don't know.
I think it's slightly more oolong-ish
Mm-hmm.
in terms of tea flavors.
Yeah.
Um, it's okay, but you see, I think the thing for me is I don't usually put milk in my tea.
Yeah. Right.
So like it's nice, I guess, because it's a sweet. It's okay, but
Mm-hmm.
it's okay.
Yeah.
The flavor kind of sticks out a little bit. Like it kind of you have a bit of an aftertaste to it. It's
Yeah.
slightly bitter, which is
Mm-hmm.
okay. I don't mind a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
bitterness. I just don't want it to be like overbrewed bitterness.
Right.
You
Right.
know.
Right. Um, I'm thinking B or C for that.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
it tasted like tea.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just sweet and tea. Um, I don't know if I really liked it much. Like it was okay. Like I probably wouldn't pick it again,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I think it was all right.
I wouldn't necessarily buy that one for myself. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I
It's
agree.
mid.
Um, so I think it's on par with the Four Cafe.
Yeah,
So let's just do it as a C
I agree.
for right now, and we can move any of these if you want to. Like if
Right.
something comes out that's like really good or really bad or whatever, we can move these
Yeah,
around.
we can do that afterwards too.
Um,
So
yeah.
one thing I want to mention to my chat, I saw that we did have an ad break. That was the milk tea one.
Hmm.
It has a, it does taste a little bit like actual milk tea. So just wanted to make sure those of you who we were talking during chat are doing the ad, I wanted to make sure you know what's going on.
Yep.
I feel like I want to make sure when an ad's going on that I'm not like, leaving people
Actively
out of the
doing
loop.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Which one do you want to do next?
Um, let's see. Maybe the Apple one.
Okay. Now, when I
So
got mine, the apple one, I got the apple one, but there was also one that looked like it was a strawberry one.
there is. So
So,
it was part of a set along with
right.
the I think the lemon one as well, and there was another flavor. I can't remember which one it was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the apple one is a Shinshu apple
Mm-hmm.
from Nagano,
Okay.
Japan. So
Nice.
like a local apple that they have there.
Now, the thing I
So
find. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm curious about it to see what it
Yeah.
tastes like.
It smells very strongly of apple. And
It does.
the thing that interests me is I don't usually pair apple and chocolate. Like I'd be more
I don't
likely
either.
to pair apple with caramel
Yeah.
or something or spices, like
Hmm.
nutmeg and cinnamon and stuff like that. I don't generally think chocolate with apple. So I
Right.
guess we'll see how this goes.
Mm.
So,
I don't know how I feel about this.
yeah,
It's
it has a slightly artificial taste to it.
yeah.
And it
Um
yeah,
I don't know.
uh,
It's
I
good.
yeah, it's
It
not
literally
awful.
it just tastes like a regular Kit Kat with apple flavoring added
Yeah.
to it, which I guess is what they were going for.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, this is another one that I'm like, I probably wouldn't buy it for myself.
yeah, let's I'm thinking C for these ones too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Or
I
maybe
agree.
even a D, honestly.
Yeah, because it does have that artificial ishness to it.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
really don't like artificial. Like one of the things that I generally like about Japanese candies, especially the
Mm-hmm.
hard candies, is the flavors are not overpowering. So
Right.
when you find something that's a Japanese candy and that artificial flavor is overpowering, it just it sticks out.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
like generally, I do not like American grape candies at all. You give me
Mm-hmm.
a Japanese grape candy, like whether it's the like nougat ones or the red or purple grape ones, they always taste so much better to me.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
I
just
agree.
the American one's just too strong.
Yeah, I agree. I have a lot of issue with American candy because it tastes so artificial.
Yeah.
It's like I can taste the chemicals in it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Right. Right.
yeah. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that one. It's
Yeah.
like I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at D for now.
Yeah. Well, why don't we try the strawberry one next since we're doing
Okay,
the.
for sure, for sure.
We're going
So
with
this
the.
one, let me. I had this all pulled up and I completely forgot to do it. The different areas that these are from.
Yeah.
Um, let me just look at this real quick. Um, so this one is Kyushu Amao Strawberry.
Yeah, and this one looks like it's a white chocolate, maybe mixed with strawberry flavoring because it's pink.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
think they're open. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. It's very pink.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You see, I like this one better than the apple one.
yeah, for sure. I feel like strawberry and chocolate go really well together anyway.
Right. And this is,
Um,
it's almost like you have strawberry milk and you have
right,
Kit Kats to eat it with.
right. Hmm.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one's
that one was
pretty
pretty good.
decent. I like
Hmm.
it.
Um, I would say an A or a B. What are you
Yeah,
feeling?
yeah. I agree. I think, I'm going to be generous with this one because I think
Okay.
the way how the white chocolate is flavored to taste like strawberry, I think it's really it tastes really good. Like I think that it's not overpowering the way how the other ones are. I definitely think A.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. All right.
Mm,
What next?
I'm thinking one of the matcha ones. So there's the adult sweetness matcha, and then there's a matcha latte.
Mm,
Um,
right.
let's try since that one was so sweet. Let's try the adult sweetness one, the dark green.
Yes. Let's do. Now, I love matcha Kit Kats.
I do too.
I know I'm probably going to rank this like either A or an S even
Mm-hmm.
because like they're perfect. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever participated in a tea ceremony before? A
I have not.
Japanese. Okay. So when I was in school, one of the schools I went to, we had a history class
Mm-hmm.
where we were studying all the Asian countries, which is pretty
Mm-hmm.
cool. You know, to get a decent history class in the U.S.
Right.
where you're actually studying countries other than the U.S. and Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And so we studied from South Asia, also Middle East and South Asia, all the way to East Asia. And one of the instructors for that class had somebody come into class and did an entire tea ceremony for the class.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so we had proper matcha, and they had these little like they're not really candies. What they are is just like a little kind of like it's almost like compressed confectioner's sugar that tasted slightly of green tea. And
Oh, I
you
think I've had those before. Was it like Competo, like the little star candies?
no, it was very
Different?
soft. It was very
Oh, okay.
soft. But
Okay.
Campeto is kind of similar in concept.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
they give you that for people who maybe don't like how, the bitterness of green tea.
Right. Yeah. So this definitely has a very strong flavor of matcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, it's almost it has like almost a bitter tone to it at the back
Yes.
whenever you eat it, but it's not unpleasantly so.
Right. And if you're somebody who likes matcha, it's good.
Yeah, I agree. It's I like bitter things. Like I said, I really like dark chocolate more than regular milk chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
So this was pretty good to me. I really like this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
Um,
And it's nice because, I mean, you can imagine, and I've cooked with matcha before. I've made matcha cheesecakes before.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And if you've ever used matcha in cooking, sometimes the powderiness of it still kind of stays behind in the texture.
Yeah,
Um, and you can taste that a little bit, but it's not bad.
right. Mm-hmm.
It's not so yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
I'm gonna go ahead and switch teas now.
Okay.
So I'm doing the wild grown golden monkey. It just smells like a black tea.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
um, I think it'll be pretty good. Oh, that was way too much.
Yeah, the venti tea that I'm working on, it's actually really cold right now.
Oh,
But
geez.
but by having it both hot and cold, I can tell you this could be a decent iced tea too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like I think it has a nice flavor for an iced tea.
Yeah. Okay.
And I just
Move
finished that
that
one off.
deep. Okay. So what's next? So which one's next?
Let's do. Hmm. Let's see. how about, since that was more of a bitter, kind of less sweet tea, let's
Mm-hmm.
go for something sweeter.
Okay.
What about the Baskin Robbins one?
Sure. This one is Baskin Robbins Love Potion flavored.
Love Potion.
That's what the ice cream is called that it's based on.
Ah.
You can kind of see it in the picture there. It looks like it has little heart chocolates.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I should put that up to the
Maybe a berry, like a
side.
strawberry or something kind
Or
of swirled in. I
cherry,
don't know.
maybe. Here, there. See the
Yeah.
little hearts?
Oh, it's chocolate on the bottom and white chocolate with pink flakes on top.
Okay. Yeah, that's fancy.
Yeah, I like that. Like visually, it's appealing. Like it looks
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and it fits with the actual look of the ice cream they have on the front, which is
Right.
nice.
Right.
Truth in
Holy crap.
advertising, people.
This is really good.
Mmm. Oh my god, that is really good.
Mm-hmm. I like that a lot.
It's almost kind of cherry flavored, I would
Yeah, yeah,
say.
yeah.
Like a Black
Yeah.
Forest kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of which, when I was in New Zealand, Cadbury at the time was making a Black Forest chocolate bar.
Oh.
And they had it in New Zealand. And oh my gosh, it was my favorite thing the entire time there. I was like, every time I'd go into like a convenience store or something, I would grab like some of them. And before I left, I got some to bring home with me. And then they
Yeah.
stopped making them for a while.
Oh, that
And I was
sucks.
so disappointed because they were also making Black Forest Tim Tams at the time. I don't know if you've had Tim Tams,
Oh.
but those
Yeah, I have.
Tim
Mm-hmm.
Tams to me are what I want Oreo cookies to be.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So,
I like Oreos, but I'm not a huge fan of Oreos. So yeah, I get
right,
it.
right. So yeah, that one is super good. And it
Yeah.
also has a little bit of a tartness to it.
Yeah, it tastes like ice cream,
It
which is
does.
crazy.
It absolutely
Um,
does.
I think this might be my first S. How about you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
It
it's really, really good.
it has so much flavor. Like it really does taste like ice cream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so that's our first S.
Yeah. So I'm changing
Um,
to the Shenhe or Shenhe
okay.
tea.
Mm-hmm.
That's the oolong. It has a
Mm-hmm. I love a
very,
good oolong.
yeah, I love oolong. Oolong and green tea are my favorites for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And green tea in any form, whether it's matcha, whether it's like a clear tea, I love green tea.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Are those little tins or are they like little boxes that
they're
they're
little
in?
tins. They're almost like,
That's
you know
cool.
what the Altoid tins look like?
Yeah, yeah, that's
They're
what
kind
it's
of,
what it looked like to me, so that's
yeah,
cool.
they're similar. The tops just slide open. The problem that I discovered with these, hang on a sec. Oh yeah, that's still hot. So the problem with these tins is if you're not careful and you drop them on the floor, they just burst open.
Oh no.
So I nearly lost all of my Zhongli tea.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was so sad. I probably lost a serving of the tea, the equivalent of the serving of the tea. I was so disappointed. But this is nice. It's very gentle.
Yeah.
It isn't a very strong flavor. I'm gonna do something real quick. Hang on a sec.
Okay.
So I actually, when I was trying to figure out which tea I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do today, or which teas, I wrote down everything, like all the ingredients and stuff, and I I was so organized. I wrote down what was in the tea, what the steep time was, what the temperature was, because
Mm-hmm.
whenever I make a tea for the first time, I want to make it as instructed.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
then I can figure out, how if I like it at that temperature, if I like it that long a steep. So
Yeah.
this one, the Shenhe, is a grapefruit oolong with white pear and white monkey.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, but I don't really taste the pear or the grapefruit too strongly.
It could be the Kit Kat flavor is overpowering it too.
It
Because
could be.
fruit flavors tend to come through like really gently in tea, I
Right,
think.
right. Although compared to the Irish breakfast one, the fruit flavors came out very strongly on that one.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just
Yeah,
the
it could
fruits.
be
Like
the heat
pears,
of
I
the
don't
one.
see as like having a super strong flavor anyway.
Right, right,
So maybe it's just like the nature of the fruit that they chose.
right, right. But yeah, I feel like this is a nice kind of like neutral tea.
Yeah,
If you don't want
yeah,
anything with like too strong or unusual flavor, if you just like a pure tea, this is a nice one.
yeah. This is the wild grown golden monkey is what I'm drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I just did my first pour of it. It's like a it's not a super dark tea like so far. It's this first steeping. It's just kind of like a medium color tea.
Uh-huh.
And it's a good black tea. Like it
Right.
doesn't have anything special about it. It's just nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
So
it works really good with these Kit Kats because it's not it doesn't have
right.
any sweetness or
Right.
anything to it. It's just tea.
So yeah, yeah. This one, it has like kind of a nice, almost like a dark apple cider color to it,
Oh, okay.
and it's nice and clear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think they've all pretty much coloring wise, all of the teas have been kind of similar in color. It'll
Yeah.
be interesting to see how the green tea compares because green tea tends to look a little different.
Yeah, it's a little bit more light, like almost like a clear yellow color.
Right. Right. Okay.
Okay. So
Let's
you picked the
see.
last one, right?
I think so. Yes, I picked the last one.
So let's go for what I'm thinking is probably going to be one of my favorites,
Mm-hmm.
which is the cacao 72%.
All right.
Let's go for that one next.
Yeah.
Just because I want some dark chocolate. We've had white chocolate and we've had milk chocolate so far, but not any dark
Right.
chocolate.
Right. So I do like dark chocolate. Um,
Hmm.
when I eat it though, like I feel like I only need a little bit and it's enough. Which is
Yeah,
part
I
of the reason
agree.
why I do tend to get it more often is so I'm
Hmm.
not like overeating and binging all my chocolate. You
Exactly.
know. So
Um, I will say my Kit Kats, it looks like the chocolate has not been properly processed. It's like has that cloudiness to it.
yeah, yeah. And I've read a bit about what that is exactly.
It's the like fat blooming on it,
Yeah,
right?
it's a fat bloom. It's not mold. It's
Yeah.
just, and sometimes it can affect the texture a little bit, but it's not
Yeah.
supposed to, it won't taste any different.
Right. Hmm. It's a little bit sweeter than I like my dark chocolate to be.
Right. Like, I'm
Um,
not getting the bitterness that usually dark chocolate has to the extent that I'm used to for a 72%.
right. And I thought it would be like very drastically different from the regular like milk chocolate ones, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like it still has that same level of sweetness. So I don't know.
Right.
It's a little bit much for me. Um,
Yeah,
so I thought this was going to be one of my favorites, but I don't know. I don't think it's.
I would,
Um,
I would like it to be less sweet. If it was like even 10 to 15% less sweet, I think I would have liked it more.
I want it like half as sweet as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really sweet.
Yeah.
Um, so I think it may be a C, honestly.
Yeah. Because your expectations for it were pretty high.
Yeah, yeah. I was
Yeah.
expecting like a nice you know how like Ghirardelli
Yeah.
and like Lindt like their dark chocolates
Yeah.
are really smooth and
Yeah.
really like the perfect level of sweetness. Like this was just way too sweet.
Right.
And also it
So,
had the fat blooming, so
right. So, just to let people know that I've lived a large part of the past couple of decades in San Francisco, which is where Ghirardelli is from.
yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, yeah, and you can go to Ghirardelli Square, and it will smell like chocolate when you go there. And they have
Yeah.
like little stores and everything in there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think Ghirardelli was actually bought out by Hershey's, if I recall correctly.
Oh, really?
I don't think they actually really make it there anymore in San Francisco.
That's
It
disappointing.
was either by like Hershey's or Nestle or maybe Cadbury, like another company.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure that the quality of Ghirardelli is as good as it used to be.
Oh, I
Um,
see.
there's also another chocolate company. Do you know See's Candy?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. For many years, it was only on the West Coast, but I think it's more popular throughout the U.S. But
Mm-hmm.
I have a Dragon family member who used to work at the factory where
Oh,
they
nice.
used to make it in, I think it was either in South San Francisco or San Bruno, or I think somewhere over there there's that factory. And you can actually, when you, there's certain areas in the south of San Francisco where you can walk around, you can smell the chocolate. I always
Oh,
think
yeah.
about, when I think about my dragon aunt who worked there. I always think about that episode of I Love Lucy when she works
Yes.
on the chocolate.
With
That
her.
that
Yeah.
is one of the best I Love Lucy episodes ever.
I
It's just
agree.
so
I
funny.
loved I Love Lucy when I was a kid. It was so
Mm-hmm.
funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I went to San Francisco for a work trip one time, and we were there for like maybe a week or so, and
Mm-hmm.
we only worked from like 6 a.m. until noon.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a lot of downtime. So what we would
Mm-hmm.
do is like we would go to the pier and then we'd like walk around, and we eventually made it over to where Ghirardelli is.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my friend at work went in one door, got a free sample on the way in.
Uh-huh.
Went around to the other side and then went in the other door and got another free sample
Nice.
because they
So
were just handing them out.
I'm gonna show the chat something. All right, so San Francisco. I'm gonna try to use my hands to show this. So San Francisco is like a thumb that sticks up. So the area that Ghirardelli Square is, and all the like the piers and stuff. So let's say this is the ocean side of where I'm pointing, and then above
Mhm.
here, where my finger is, you have the Golden Gate Bridge. It goes straight north. So when you go from that kind of straight north area down to the easterly side of San Francisco, that's where you have the piers. That's where you have more of the touristy areas. That's more
Mhm.
where Ghirardelli Square is, and a lot of the shopping areas. So when you're in that area, you're on the bay side of San Francisco. One of the nice things about San Francisco, I don't know if you noticed it when you were there, is that so it's just like it's pretty much like a 7 mile by 7 mile postage stamp. So like 10 by 10 kilometers.
Mhm.
Um, so it's a very small city for a major city, and it's actually pretty walkable as long as you're comfortable with the hills.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. We a lot of our time there we just spent walking. We didn't. I
Yeah,
don't think we ever got a taxi or went on the public transport or anything.
yeah, it's very easy to get around by on foot,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and so a lot of people, like, every year they do the Beta Breakers race, where pretty
Yeah.
much what you're doing is you're running from the bay, one side of the city, to the breakers, to the other side of the city, to the ocean side of the city.
Right.
So and so yeah, it's a like a 7 mile race.
That's cool.
So yeah, yeah, it's really fun. There's a lot of really interesting things that for a big city, San Francisco has a lot of interesting historical things. Like there's this one fire hydrant that is painted gold. And the
Oh.
reason it's painted gold is because this particular fire hydrant was instrumental in saving half of the city of San Francisco while it was burning down after the 1906 earthquake.
Wow.
So it literally, like, it's considered the actual that particular fire hydrant is considered like a city hero.
That's so funny.
So yeah, yeah. So it's painted gold,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know where particularly it is. I haven't actually seen it myself in all the years I've lived there, um, but I think it's nearer to the like downtown area.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen it either.
hmm
That's interesting to know,
yeah.
though.
Now I'm the kind of person who will probably talk about San Francisco history all day, if you unless you stop me. So maybe we should go on to the next KitKat.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So
Um,
that was you chose that one, so I'll choose the
the dark
next
chocolate.
one.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Let's try. I'm not sure what this one is. The
Let me
the one
see.
that has it's the red one with the white stripe on the bottom. Maybe it's a sakura one, or it has little
So
sakura
it's
blossoms on it.
called KitKat Kohaku,
Mm-hmm.
which is red and white.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what the flavor is going to be like.
Okay.
But that's what I in my googling that I did before.
Okay.
Um, it's just called KitKat Kohaku.
Okay.
So I don't know. It says Kito. I can't read the kanji, so I don't know. I think it's just like a motivational phrase on the front of it.
Right.
So it is white and dark chocolate, or not dark chocolate, milk chocolate. Looks like. But I don't know if there's any other flavors in it.
Okay. Kohaku means kohaku koi fish.
Oh, so maybe it's like a
Oh,
celebratory Kit Kat.
kohaku translates into the word amber.
Oh, interesting. Um, Let me see. Um,
So
yeah.
it's
So
white
this
on the
is just
top
it's
and
just
chocolate on
white
the bottom.
and milk chocolate. Yep,
I mean,
that's what
this
it
just
says.
tastes like a regular Kit Kat.
Yeah, it's
Like
just a Kit Kat.
it is the most regular Kit Kat tasting of them all, I think, so far.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe we should just put it as like a B, like right in the middle of the
Yeah,
road.
yeah, I think so.
Does that work for you?
Yeah, it's satisfactory.
Um,
If you want a regular
yeah,
Kit Kat, that is a good one to go for.
yeah. So I think it's like it's supposed to be like you know how the koi fish are for like is it like Boys and Girls Day or something in Japan?
Right, Children's Day.
Children's Day, that's it. So I think this might just be like a celebratory like thing for like that type of a situation, maybe.
Right, right.
But it just yeah, I think it red and white. So I think it's just corresponding to the white and milk chocolate.
Right, right. I mean, it's good.
Um yeah. Yeah.
But it's interesting that it has white chocolate on the top and regular chocolate. It looks like milk chocolate on the bottom.
Yep, yep,
And it
yep.
tastes just like an American chocolate
Kit Kat.
Kit
Yep.
Kat. And usually
Yeah.
white chocolate is sweeter. So
Mhm.
if you compare the fact that this is part white chocolate, part regular milk chocolate compared to the American that is just milk chocolate, I think that
Yeah.
also says a lot about the amount of sweetness that is in the
I think so
American
too.
ones.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Um but yeah, it literally just tasted like an American Kit Kat. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Um let's try the
Oh,
gold
you know
one.
what? I just realized we didn't put that matcha chocolate on the tier
Oh,
list.
you're right. We didn't.
No.
Um, I would think like an A for that one,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah, I think so too.
because it was pretty good. It was
It
nice and
was
bitter. Yeah,
decent.
you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't put it on the list. I'm glad you caught
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I only just noticed that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. Um, so let's try the gold one next.
Okay.
Kit
I
Kat Gold.
I think, if I recall correctly, this is actually kind of similar to the one that we just had. I could be wrong though.
Ki- KitKat de something shio. I don't know. I can't read kanji. I'm learning
Yeah.
Japanese, but I can't read a lot of the kanji yet, so I have no idea
Yeah.
what those words mean.
So this actually looks pretty similar to the last one. It's
It does.
white chocolate on the bottom.
The white chocolate's a little bit more
It's a little
like
darker, like it's more
yeah.
yellow. Maybe
Yeah, yeah,
that's supposed
yeah.
to be the so-called gold. Oops.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. Okay.
Hmm. What does this taste like?
It tastes vaguely caramel.
Yeah, like it's like they cooked the white chocolate a little bit. Like they got it a little bit brown.
Right. Right.
Um
Or maybe what they did is they maybe added like they maybe like you can make caramel. So caramel when you make it so when you make caramel you put it in a pan on the stove with some water and butter.
mhm.
Not always water, usually butter and regular granulated sugar. and you
Yep.
just, kind of you cook it until it becomes that caramelized color and it becomes more of a syrup. And
Yeah.
so I'm wondering if what they did is they made the caramel and then mixed it in with the white chocolate as a
That's
sweetener.
yeah. I think that's what they did because it's very it reminds me of like a almost like a Rolo flavor, like the chocolate
Mm-hmm.
and milk chocolate, or the I'm
Right.
sorry, the caramel and the milk chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It's
yeah,
pretty decent.
it's definitely a caramel. Yeah, it's pretty decent.
It
Good
has
caramel
it
flavor.
yeah, it has a nice kind of toastiness to it. It is
Mm-hmm.
not
Yeah.
overly sweet.
Yeah. It's definitely been caramelized at some point in its
Mm-hmm.
process.
But it's
So
not
yeah,
like
I
there's
would
there's no caramel in between the layers though. It's definitely in the
no.
chocolate.
Yeah, I think it's on the white chocolate on top,
Yeah, I
I
agree.
would say.
I like this
Um
one.
yeah, I'm thinking A.
Yeah,
I
I
think it
totally
is as
agree.
good as the matcha and the strawberry and
Mm-hmm.
the lemon.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. My turn.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's try the orange one, the orange chocolate one.
Okay, that sounds good.
So,
I'm hoping it's pretty citrusy.
yeah, human mother loves orange chocolate.
Hmm.
Sometimes I like to get her those the Terry's
I love that. Yeah, I love
orange.
those.
Yeah, those are fun. But yeah, she loves getting like dark chocolate with orange in it, like
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
Lindt brand stuff. So
That's
absolutely,
exactly what this tastes like,
yeah.
actually. It tastes just like a Terry's chocolate orange.
Mm-hmm. This is super good,
It is, yeah.
and it's
Um,
definitely a more. I think it's. I don't know if it's necessarily specifically a dark chocolate, but it tastes like a dark chocolate. It doesn't taste like just milk.
yeah, it's definitely not as sweet as like the other milk chocolate ones have been.
And I think orange chocolate tends to be better paired with dark chocolate than with milk.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
But
Yeah, that
this
was pretty
is
decent.
really good. Yeah, I like it
Mm-hmm.
quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that's an A.
And A, yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
It's funny how we haven't had any major disagreements over these.
I know. Yeah. It's
I guess some
yeah.
things are just universal, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we're also quite alike too. Like I think we have a similar personality.
Yeah, similar kind of
Um,
taste for things.
yeah, like we kind of agree on things a lot, so
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense.
Yeah, we're like the chill out buddies of the group.
Right.
Like I can imagine if you and I were in the same room together, we would
Mm-hmm.
probably just like, sit on our own like little comfy chairs, maybe read something or play a game and just like occasionally be
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, hey, what are you reading?" or "Oh, hey,
Yeah.
how's that game going? Cool," and then just chill out and drink our tea again some more and just like, quiet fun introvert time where you're
Yeah.
together but you're also being introverts together. So,
Yes. Yes.
it's
Exactly.
low, like, it's not low energy, it's just like nice energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah, I can see us definitely just hanging out like separately but together,
Right,
like
right.
doing our own thing but in the
Right,
same room or
right,
something like that.
right. But,
Yep.
occasionally coming up for air and being like, "Oh, this is
Yeah.
interesting." And then you're like, "Oh, well that is interesting. Let's talk about that thing." And then we'll just like
Hey,
be like, "Yeah.
want a snack or?
Yeah, like we'll maybe talk about something like maybe one of us is an expert in on the other, and then like
Right.
listening to each other, and then we'll be like, "Oh yeah, okay, cool. We're done with
Mm-hmm.
that conversation. Let's just sit down and chill."
Yep. Exactly. Um, I've also switched teas again, so I'm now
Okay.
on the Iron Goddess, which is a Oolong tea.
Okay.
Um, it looks like a white tea, like it's steeped really clear and really
Mhm.
light.
Mhm.
Um, so I think it's just gonna be, like I said, just pretty light. So.
Mhm. It's interesting that the Shenhei oolong I'm drinking. Now that I've had the orange one, I
Mm-hmm.
can actually taste the grapefruitiness of it. So this
Oh,
is
okay.
definitely a tea where what you eat it with impacts how it tastes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's it's
That's cool.
it's it's nice. It's very neutral tea.
Yeah. Okay. Um. So that was your pick. So now, um, let's see. We have one. I think it's strawberry shortcake.
Yes, I see that
It's
one.
the like darker pink one with the
Yeah,
flowers on it.
yeah.
Um, let's try that one.
Okay,
Looks like it has strawberry flakes in it.
yeah. You know, I think would be a good flavor for Kit Kat is like
Mm.
a cheesecake flavor.
Yeah, that would be good.
I don't know if they've ever made one. I mean, I've tried so many Kit Kats in my lifetime because I like getting these Japanese ones, and they do have seasonal ones, so you're not
Hmm.
necessarily going to get the same Kit Kats all the time.
Right.
But those are the strawberry flakes. But
Hmm.
I think cheesecake is a good combination, especially because it's like the wafers inside are kind of like the graham cracker crust.
Yeah. Hmm. So this one, I like it. It's definitely a freeze-dried strawberry that they put in there.
Right.
Um, it actually reminds me of my favorite type of Pocky, which is
Mm,
the crunchy strawberry. It has like little flakes of freeze-dried strawberries on the
mm,
outside of it, and it's like a white chocolate with strawberry flavor in the actual chocolate as well.
mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
Um, it kind of reminds me of that. Like that's what it tastes like to me.
yeah.
So
And
I'm good with this.
the strawberry has a slight tartness to it, which I like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, I think in a lot of, again, going back to American candies, like the focus with strawberry flavoring is often on just being sweet. And when you
Right.
eat real strawberries, they do have a little tartness to it. And
Yeah.
that, a good strawberry will be a little bit tart, and I like that.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Yeah, that was good. Um, what do you think? B or an A?
Um, it was a touch sweeter for me than I would have liked it, so I would say a B.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. It was definitely like I liked the little flakes of strawberry, but I'm not a huge white chocolate fan, so
Yeah, yeah, same
I
here.
agree. I agree. We also have two other strawberry ones left to
Yeah,
try.
yeah. I
So
think there's like a chocolate strawberry one, and then there's like the Sanrio one.
yes, the other strawberry one we have is actually the adult sweetness
Mm-hmm.
strawberry. So
Okay.
we'll see what that's like.
All right.
Um, yeah, but yeah, go ahead and pick your next one.
Um, since we're on to, I don't know if this is actually white chocolate, but it's the one with the snowflakes on it, and it's a white
Oh,
packaging.
okay. Yep. This one is let me find it again. It is called um, I should have had these all printed out or something. Um I can't find it. Um
Well, it's definitely a white chocolate. It has some
yeah.
flecks in it, like, I don't know,
Oh, it does.
maybe chocolate flecks.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Maybe it's supposed to be hot cocoa-ish or something kind of wintry.
Yeah, maybe. Um the I can't really read the package, so I have no idea. I don't know, it's kind of plain.
Well, here's the thing. Mine tastes a little bit stale. I
Oh,
don't
does
know
it?
if yours does. But like the texture of it feels like the wafer is a little like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a little harder, but a little bit more like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it just tastes a little stale to me. Like the flavor's not bad, but the texture feels stale.
Okay, I found it. So it is adult sweetness, white
Mm-hmm.
chocolate with crepe flakes.
Crepe flakes.
So it's like little crispy bits of um, like crepe cookies or something.
Okay.
So that's what the flavor is supposed to be. So I think as far as white chocolate goes, I liked it better because it was a little bit like more of that adult sweetness level like I was talking
Right.
about.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it was just kind of plain to me. So
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe like a C.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm hoping that the fact like that mine tasted a little bit stale isn't
Yeah. That's
like
just disappointing for you. I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah. It's okay. You know, it is what it is when you import candies from other countries. You can
It's
only
true.
guarantee so much that it's going to be fresh, but everything else, nothing else tasted at
Hmm.
all stale to me.
Yeah.
It was just that one.
Maybe there's just like a little like open hole in the corner or something that you couldn't even see.
Yeah,
That
or
it just
maybe
maybe
it's
let a little bit of air in or something.
yeah, yeah, or maybe it just wasn't stored as correctly. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's possible.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, okay. Let's try the blue one with the
Yes.
like it looks like the dark chocolate on the outside of it. This is actually it's based on a cake.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's like chocolate gâteau or
Gâteau.
something.
Yeah, gâteau.
Yeah, chocolate
Ah,
gâteau
gâteau.
cake.
Gâteau.
Yep, yep.
Yes. Gâteau is actually cake.
Oh,
If I
okay.
recall
Well,
correctly. I studied some French. Let me. Gâteau does. Here. Google Translate.
hmm.
GATEAU is detect language is French. Yes, gâteau is actually cake.
So
Like
yeah, this is just a chocolate cake flavored KitKat.
yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, like the picture on the cover looks kind of like one of those like flourless chocolate cakes, like a really dense cake.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. Yep.
It
Um,
it does have a strawberryness to it.
a little bit. I think that's just the well, no, there is strawberries pictured on the package, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Um, huh.
It does
Yeah,
have,
I think
but as a
it,
darker chocolate,
mm-hmm.
I like this one compared to like maybe the 70% one
Yeah, I agree.
or 72%.
Um, it looks like from the picture on the Kit Kat, it looks like there's strawberries in between the layers,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Right.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I kind of like this one.
Yeah.
I would say maybe an A or a B.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I'll give it an A.
An A. Okay.
Yeah, because I think the tanginess of the strawberry mixed with the bitterness of the chocolate actually was a really good combination.
Yeah, I agree. Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
We got four left.
I am almost out of my oolong. Now, I want to make sure because the Sanrio Kit Kats, they when I got them, they all had different colors
They did,
and
yes.
pictures. So I
Hmm.
have two of them right here instead of one. One of them, like the other ones were similar to it. Like even if they had different characters on it, they were similar. But
Hmm.
I have one that just had Hello Kitty on it and the art is different. Like it
Yes.
has the same edges, the same pink edges and everything.
Hmm.
While the other ones
I think there's different characters inside of the package. So,
right, right. So that's probably why
yeah.
it had 21 instead of 20.
Yep.
But I saved the Kiki and Lala one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of Kiki and Lala. I know they're not as popular as they used to be, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's my Gemini-ness. I don't know, but I think they're cute.
Mine's just Hello Kitty.
Yeah. I also like Kuromi.
Or actually, I think this is Hello Kitty's sister.
Oh,
I can't
yeah.
remember her name.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but here. I'm going to hold up the Kiki and Lala one. That's the one I'll try. So I guess we can try
Okay.
this one next.
So this, it's strawberry milk flavored.
Okay. All right. Kind of like the other one that we had earlier.
Yeah, it looks like it also has little flakes of strawberry in it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. I
Mm,
mean, I think this pretty much tastes like the other one.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as the what was it, the strawberry shortcake?
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to find that one. Where did that go? It's good,
Yeah,
but
I agree.
I think it's pretty much the same. So I think we should put it with the strawberry
Yeah,
shortcake one.
I'm gonna put it right next to it. Yeah, yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, yeah, okay. Well, do you want
Let's do it.
to just finish out the strawberry real quick and do the adult sweetness strawberry?
Now, which one is that? Is it
It's like
the
the
peach?
salmon colored one.
Okay. Yeah, let's go with that. And I am switching tea. I'm switching to the Ayaka green tea. This is one
Okay.
I was looking forward to the most because it smelled amazing and it
Mm-hmm.
looked beautiful. Like the leaves were gorgeous. Um, so the Ayaka green tea is it is white blueberry, white pear, and apricot green.
Oh, okay. That sounds good.
Yeah.
KitKat is like a little bit more pink than the last one, but it's
Mm-hmm.
still pretty light in color.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna pull that one out.
Ooh, I like this one.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more tart than the other two.
Yeah. I do like this one better than the
Mm-hmm.
strawberry milkish ones.
Yeah. Hmm. I'd say that's as good as the first strawberry one we tried, the Kyushu or not, was it Kyushu? I can't remember. The Amao strawberry one.
Mm-hmm. And
Um,
yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
I think it's as good. I think it's a good A.
Right.
We have a lot of A's.
We do. Well, I mean, it's hard to go wrong with a Kit Kat.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So we have matcha latte, and then we have the other one is a whole wheat biscuit,
yes. And
which it
these
should just be
two,
a regular Kit Kat otherwise.
I've been avoiding choosing these two because these two are actually my favorites.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So, I absolutely love the biscuit one. When I actually ordered these, I ordered an additional bag of just the biscuit ones.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. And it's interesting because I don't think it's necessarily everyone's taste.
Yeah.
But if you grew up like I did, where I have British family,
Mm-hmm.
so big into the tea, and usually with when you have tea, and I'm not talking about tea time. Tea time is not necessarily tea. It's like an
Right.
afternoon meal, but it's like a
Yes.
light afternoon meal. When you have tea, sometimes you usually have biscuits with them. And they'll
Mm-hmm.
usually be like the McVitie's digestive biscuits. They're not
I love
meant to
this.
be sweet.
Yeah. Right.
They're some like you'll have the ones that are dipped in chocolate on one side, or
Mm-hmm.
you'll have they're more like graham crackers or Biscoff, you know. And even in England, there's a difference between a cookie and a biscuit.
Right.
So biscuit is going to be something that's a little more like um, a like a cross between a cookie and a cracker.
Right.
So me just being me because I have a taste for that kind of stuff, I love these. Um,
Yeah. Okay.
so it'd be neat if they made these with like this is going to be a white chocolate, but if they made it with a dark chocolate coating, I think that would be great
Mm-hmm.
too.
Yeah. Okay.
They're not
Um.
sweet.
I'm gonna switch teas again.
Okay.
So I'm doing the Hunan Chanjan, which is a dark tea. It says. Um.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little disc. It's a little cake like the other one was, but it's a little bit more compact.
Okay.
So it has it's like wrapped up in foil.
Right. Right.
Interesting. Oh, and it has a line so you can split it if you want to do like
Right.
multiple cups with it.
Right. So this biscuit one, I believe it has chocolate on the inside. Now, anybody who knows anything about Kit Kats in general, usually what the filling is between the wafers and the Kit Kat is leftover Kit Kats. But I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that's the case with the Japanese Kit Kats because they have so many different flavors, and they'll
Right.
like do specifically different flavors in the layers because they're going for a certain flavor. But I
Right.
think this
Right.
is just regular like milk chocolate in the layers.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Ooh, this is really good.
I really like these, and again, it's probably one of the adult sweetness ones
Yeah, probably.
because it's not very sweet at all, but it's really pleasant and it's great with tea.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this to me is an S.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's really good. It was a lot better than I was expecting. Like
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was just gonna be like a regular Kit Kat, but it has like a wheat biscuit instead. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like a whole wheat biscuit.
Right, right,
It actually has a different flavor. It's really nice.
right, right. It's very it's mild in a sense, but it's
Yeah.
distinctive at the same time.
It almost is like almost like a honey flavor instead
Mm-hmm.
of like a pure sugar flavor. It's more like
Right.
a I don't know. It's a little bit more natural tasting.
Yeah, it's very mellow. The sweetness factor is lower, so like you actually
Hmm.
can taste the weediness of it, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
But yeah,
Yep.
that is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it was really really good. My little teapuck is coming apart finally.
Mm-hmm.
The thing like the little I guess they're called cakes, tea cakes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think they're so cool just because it's like how tea has been transported for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Uh-huh.
Um, and it's the only thing that I hate about it is that it takes so long for it to break apart that I
Mm-hmm.
feel like you have to steep it 3 or 4 times before you really get like the full flavor of the tea.
Now, is it more of a compact powder or is it a compact leaf?
It's a compact leaf.
Okay. So you're
So
still going to
it's
want to make sure that you're not like just do you leave it in the water or do you have it in like a steeper kind of like
so
a mesh steeper or something like that?
I have it just in the bottom of my it's like a French press.
Ah,
Um
okay.
and I have the press up so I'm letting it expand
Right.
rather than like pressing it down because then it just wouldn't go anywhere.
Right.
But yeah, it's like probably doubled in size already. And
Oh,
some of the leaves are starting to like come off of it, so
right.
it's starting to steep a little bit. But I feel like it'll take me a little bit to get through it.
So, my lovely audience, this Ayaka green tea is fantastic. I highly recommend it if you like green teas that have a little bit of flavor to it. Like, it's so good. I love it so much. The blueberry, the pear, the apricot, like it's such a good combination. So I just wanted
Mm.
to point that out. That's my favorite of all the teas that I've tried today. But I'm biased. Like I like green tea. As
Yeah,
you can see, this is
yeah, of
this
course.
is a little more of a lighter, kind of yellowish green tea color.
Hmm.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I see
It's
it.
so good though. I love it so much.
Since this is called a dark tea, I'm expecting it to be really dark.
Mm-hmm.
But so far it's just like about medium. But like I said, it hasn't fully cake hasn't fully come apart yet.
Yeah.
I might have to drink this for the rest of the day just because it's there's so much tea that is like that can be extracted from it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. So while we're
Um,
while we're waiting for that, I want to show something cute. So when I ordered all of these, I also
mhm.
ordered. So I got. We both got ours at Sugoi Mart.
Right.
Right. So I also ordered one of the mystery bags. I got
Oh,
the Spy Family mystery bag.
very cool.
So mine came with a little the, I guess they're the nano Legos. So
Hmm.
I have a nano Lego set of Anya, which is really
Yeah,
cute and really
it
fun
is
to
super
put
cute.
together.
Yeah.
And I think I might have shown this to you before, but I got a plushie of Bond that now sits on my computer desk, and a few other really cool things. I got
Aw.
a manga, one of the
Mm-hmm.
Japanese ones. So it's in Japanese. It's not in
Oh,
English.
okay. Yeah.
I think it was the sixth one.
Okay.
It has what's her name on it? Not your, the other spy, the female spy with the white hair on the
Oh,
cover.
I can't remember her name.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see.
So yeah. There's a lot of fun stuff. Oh, I got like a little. There's a lot of like gachapon kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like little thingamahoozits with like a little gotcha figure of Anya that she's wearing like a little sailor outfit with a little hat on. It's
Mm-hmm.
really cute. I just really like Anya. Anya's my favorite. I feel like
Yeah.
Anya is me when I was that little.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
before school started wearing me down,
Mm-hmm.
like with all the horrible ways that sometimes kids and teachers treat each other.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like back when school was fun to me, um,
Mm-hmm.
I was really happy and really confident, but I was also very observant, and sometimes I could tell what people were feeling before they even knew that what they were feeling. And so,
Mm-hmm.
like with Anya, it's kind of like I feel like I definitely not fully psychic, but I
Yeah.
would pick up on what people were feeling so easily.
Mm-hmm.
So I could tell like who I wanted to be around and who I didn't, and um, it's just kind of like I don't know. I feel like Anya's me
Yeah,
in some
yeah. That's
ways.
cool. Um, I recently, you were talking about gachapon things.
Mm-hmm.
I recently went to a conveyor sushi restaurant.
Ooh,
Um,
fun.
and we did enough plates to get well, we got enough to do one toy, one gachapon.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to so it's like 15 plates gets you a free gachapon out of the machine above your table.
Mm-hmm.
So we had like 25 plates total or something that like that. We were like 5 plates away from getting a second one.
Mm-hmm.
So my niece and I took turns getting the remaining 5 plates for us, and we were so full and so like
Mm.
sick afterwards.
Yeah.
But I did get a One Piece because the whole theme of the Gachapon was like One Piece.
Uh-huh.
Um, I got Tony Chopper as like a little keychain.
Fun. Oh, that's so
Um,
fun.
I really wanted Tony Chopper. He's my favorite character from One Piece. But yeah,
Mm.
it was really fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
That's
and
cool.
I gave the first one. I think it was Luffy and the shark guy. I can't remember his name right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a pin, like a badge pin kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I gave that
Nice.
to my niece so that she could remember our suffering
I think
at
the
the
thing
at the
with
sushi conveyor place.
right. I think the thing with sushi though is it's this weird combination of it's light,
Hmm.
but I mean, there's only so much of it you can eat because it will fill you up,
Right,
especially if it's like a not sashimi where it's just the fish, but the
like a
sushi
nigiri.
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the rice on it,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
that rice will fill you up.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was the big issue. Like I feel like I could eat a lot of sushi if I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to,
Yeah.
but it's just like at some point you just like hit that wall, and if you eat any more, you're just gonna feel sick.
Right. Right.
There's
I
um there's
yeah.
a all you can eat sushi place in Columbus where I used to live, and I used to go there
Mm-hmm.
all the time, and I would make myself sick because I just wanted to keep eating it because it was really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like you kind of don't realize it, and it creeps up on you that you're too full.
Right. Right. Now, do you like sashimi, or do you prefer like the nigiri or like the rolls? Do you have a
Well,
preference?
I'm actually a vegetarian, so I don't
Ah,
I don't
right.
eat sashimi. But I do like I've had like tamago egg sashimi, or
Mm-hmm.
not sashimi but egg nigiri.
Yes.
And they do like the place we went to also did like a kapamaki, which is like a maki roll with cucumber in it.
Yeah, yeah, I love
And
kapamaki.
then they had a couple like vegetable wraps, which is like the cone shaped hand rolls.
Mm-hmm.
They had a couple of those. That's what I typically try to get
Ooh,
is stuff like that.
nice, nice.
Something that's also in Columbus specifically that I've seen a lot is a sweet potato roll that a lot of restaurants will do,
Ooh, that sounds
which is
good.
like it's tempura sweet potato fries
Mm-hmm.
basically, just like rolled up, and they usually put like a sweet soy sauce on top of it. It's so good. That's my
That
favorite
sounds
sushi of all
really
time.
good.
Yeah.
I like sweet potatoes a lot. Like, if I have the choice between regular French fries and sweet potato
Hmm.
fries, I will go for sweet potato fries, hands down.
Yeah, they're really really good.
Yeah.
Especially like I think the tempura batter, like it's really
Mm-hmm.
light and crispy. I love sweet potato tempura.
Right, right. The other things I like about Japanese food is it really is very um, vegetarian friendly.
It is, yeah.
Like, to me, like, I eat meat, but I don't feel like I have to eat loads of meat. Like, sometimes
Mhm,
I really do prefer eating certain kinds of dishes as vegetarian dishes because I think it's
mhm,
just,
mhm.
more. I like vegetables,
Right.
and like, I let sometimes I will like just get a whole bunch of like either broccoli or Brussels sprouts or butternut squash, and I will just cut them up into little pieces, put some olive oil and salt and pepper, sometimes rosemary, and I will just, mix that all up and I'll roast it in the oven. And if that's my dinner, I will eat that. I will eat all of that. Like,
That's a meal that my mom and I often do as well.
yeah, yeah.
It's a really
It's
good meal.
so satisfying.
Yeah,
But
especially like squash. We'll do like zucchini and onions
mm-hmm.
and sometimes mushrooms if we have any good
Oh,
mushrooms.
yeah, yeah,
Just put it all in a sheet pan, put it in the oven,
right.
and like for like
Yeah.
30 minutes later, you're good.
Yeah, like I will never snub my nose at a good vegetarian meal because there's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so much good vegetarian food out there, and I think a
Yeah.
lot of people go, "Oh no, it's vegetarian." It's like it's just good food.
It is, yeah.
Like,
And like I so I'm vegetarian because meat grosses me out, not necessarily
mm,
because like I mean, yes, it also helps with like animals and like factory farms and stuff like that.
right,
But
right.
for me, it's just like meat has always grossed me out. Like I don't like to touch
Mm-hmm.
it. I don't like to eat it. Like I just
Yeah.
never really liked it.
And it's
Um,
so hard to know these days. Like, for me, like, I have difficulty eating beef,
mhm.
and I think it has to do with whether it's corn fed or grass fed. Like,
Yes.
the cheap beef, like if I go to a fast food restaurant and
Mhm.
I order a hamburger, I will wake
Mhm.
up in the middle of the night 2 nights later and I will have to run to the toilet just like if I had food poisoning.
Yeah, yeah. I
Like,
was I was kind of the same way
yeah,
with like red meat especially.
right, right.
I never liked it. Like
Mm-hmm.
it always grossed me out.
Yeah.
Like I never liked bacon. Like
Mm-hmm.
I never liked ham. I never liked any sort of like I did enjoy a filet mignon at one point, like a really nice steak at one point, but
Mm-hmm.
I just it was not enough to convert me back. Like
Right.
I didn't miss it. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
Um
yeah. Like
yeah.
if I've had, and I've had times I've had like a good steak or something,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
I can enjoy it for what it is, but it's not my go-to.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather eat poultry or fish.
Mhm.
I do prefer. I mean, it's easier to get decently prepared poultry in most parts of the country unless you're in a coastal area, I think. Um,
Yeah, I agree.
Whereas, like, in San Francisco, because it's right there on the ocean, you're going to get a lot more fresh fish in. So, like, you're going to get better stuff.
Right. Right, for
And,
sure.
and there's like, specific things you get there, like Dungeness
Mhm.
crab and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So, I've never gone full vegetarian, but I definitely feel like people underestimate how good well prepared vegetables can taste.
Right. Right.
And I think
It
that's most people are exposed to either steamed or boiled vegetables in the U.S. I
right.
think.
Right. They don't ever roast them. Like just
No,
put them in
like
the oven.
right, yeah, just put them in the oven, let them caramelize. They taste amazing. Like
Right.
Brussels sprouts, when you caramelize them, oh my god, they're
Oh, I
amazing.
I
All
love
that,
Brussels
all
sprouts.
that sweetness comes out. Like it doesn't taste bitter. All that
Hmm.
sweetness comes out because you've caramelized them by putting them in the oven at a higher
Hmm.
heat, and then it's like, oh my gosh, this is so good.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like,
I agree.
so
Yep.
yeah. And
Um,
and
I
that is
will
our
say,
that is our lecture today about vegetables.
right, right. One more thing about the subject. I will
Mm.
say, it has been 17 years for me being vegetarian,
Oh
but
wow.
if I ever went to Japan, I think I would be a little bit less strict while I was there, just because I want to experience the food a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And there are vegetarian, like it's become more popular in Japan in the last few years, like vegetarian and vegan restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I would just want to experience everything that I could while I was there, and I feel
Right.
like if there was like fish broth or something I wouldn't be as upset. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't eat
Right.
a steak in
Right.
Japan, but like if it was like in the dashi or something of the soup, like I wouldn't be as
Right.
strict of a
Right.
vegetarian
Right.
just for that reason. But
Yeah.
I just I'm all about like experiencing things for what they are, and I think
Mm-hmm.
I would want to try like traditional Japanese ramen and like traditional like I don't know,
Yeah.
like I probably wouldn't go to like an omakase sushi or anything like that where they like do all the preparing for it like right in front of you. Like I wouldn't do like
Yeah.
fish sushi, but I would try some different things. I think.
Right.
But,
Right.
yeah.
I feel the same way. From what I hear, especially about like Tokyo, like Japan
Mm.
is such a foodie country. Like
Yeah, I
you
agree.
can't go and not try new things. Like
Hmm.
it's just one time actually. So I lived in Raleigh for a time, and I had a friend who was from Japan,
Hmm.
and I we also had friends who were from Japan as well, who had a Japanese restaurant, and they had the typical American Japanese restaurant stuff,
Yeah.
but because I was there with my friend who was from Japan and the owner was from Japan, she's like, "Don't order. I'm gonna order everything." So it wasn't just like the typical American Japanese food restaurant experience. This was like old school recipes that they brought with them from Japan.
Oh wow.
And oh my god, there was this like it was like this soup, but it
Hmm.
was almost like a custard at the same time. And
Oh.
so, but it had vegetables in it. Like it was some kind of,
Hmm.
I can't remember what kind of broth it was, but when it came to you, it's almost like gelatinized. It was almost, it looks like, you know what oobleck is, right?
Yeah.
So it's a non-Newtonian liquid solid thing. So you
Right.
you put your spoon in it, and it seems solid. And then you put it in your mouth, and it just melts in your
Wow.
mouth.
That's interesting.
It was one of the best soups, I'm going to put that in quotation marks, that I have ever had in my
Hmm.
life.
I wonder if they used agar for part of it,
Probably.
maybe.
I think that's pretty common in Japanese cooking.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Um,
And it's also a little bit softer than using like a gelatin. So I think that's probably
right.
how it was able to just like melt in your mouth like that.
Right. It was amazing. And gosh, like if it was that good,
Hmm.
an actual recipe from Japan made by people from Japan in America. God,
Hmm.
imagine how amazing that would be in Japan.
Right, right.
Like with the quality they put into their food there.
Hmm.
Just
Hmm.
like, oh, it was absolutely just incredible. Like,
Sounds good.
so good. Anyway, should we do the
Um,
last Kit Kat?
yeah, let's do it.
All
Matcha
right.
latte.
Matcha latte.
I also just poured my last tea, the dark tea.
Mm-hmm.
It is really dark.
Okay.
It's like almost like I oversteeped it almost, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. It's just how dark it is.
Okay. So yeah, this
Um,
one definitely looks like a matcha.
yep,
It,
very
it's
green.
green. But this one's latte rather than the other one, which is just matcha.
Right. So this is a little bit lighter color green than the
Mm-hmm.
other one was. Hmm.
This makes me happy.
Hmm. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, this is a
Like what?
great one to have with tea as well, just like
Hmm.
the biscuit one was.
Yeah. Um, when I think of matcha, like this is what I think of. Like this
Mm-hmm.
flavor.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's not overly sweet. Like it's like the perfect amount of sweetness to go with the matcha, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Right.
I would say it's probably an A tier for me. What
Mm.
about you?
I think it is just a touch too sweet for me to put an S tier. So
Okay.
I would say A tier as well.
A tier. Okay. Okay.
Like if we took the regular matcha one and the matcha latte one and
Mm-hmm.
split between the two, like you
Yes.
combine them, I think that would be S tier.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. All right. So, oh man, remember that Love Potion one, the Baskin Robbins one? It was so good.
That was so good. That was like
I would buy those again.
yeah, that was like a fantastic dessert. Like that's the
Mm-hmm.
perfect dessert Kit Kat to me. Like
Agreed.
it had such good flavor to it,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
Eh,
think that one and the biscuit definitely are good at the S tier.
right.
Um, yeah, I think we did good on our rating and everything. Like I think
Mm-hmm.
it's about where I would put it if it was
Yeah,
just me.
yeah,
So
yeah. I think so too.
I'm happy with it.
I mean, like the strawberry ones are decent, and you
Mm-hmm.
put those
Mm-hmm.
in B because they're still sweet. Like if somebody likes sweet, I think it's funny because looking at this tier list,
Mm-hmm.
like it's almost like the sweetest ones are at the bottom and then you go up and up and up and they're more as you go to the
Yeah.
top it's more flavor than sweet.
Right, right. It's like more interesting flavors than just being like
Right,
overpowered with sugar.
right, right.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
agree.
yeah, I'm gonna have to do a cooking stream sometime. I made orange cardamom cookies once
Ooh, those sound good.
and they turned out really well. I'll have to figure out
Mm-hmm.
if I wrote down that recipe or not. Because I just make up my own recipes for cookies.
Oh, nice.
So I have a few of them. I have like let's see, I made a lemon one made with lemon curd. I've made pumpkin chocolate chip. I have a recipe from someone for cherry chocolate chip cookies that were really good.
Ooh.
But yeah, I just kind of improvise a lot. I've made really good almond cookies.
Oh, yeah.
There are these almond cookies that I used to have from Chinatown in San Francisco that have a very specific flavor. And while I
Mm-hmm.
can't fully recreate it, it still has the flavor. It's not the same texture, but
Yeah.
it's such a nostalgic flavor for me.
Mm-hmm.
I really love kind of like, I think, we get those standard like chocolate chip or peanut butter
Yeah.
or peanut butter chocolate chip. Snickerdoodles are decent. But
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like messing with cookies a little to give them something a little unusual.
Right, right. There's this tea cafe that I go to a lot whenever I go to the city, and it's they have some tea cookies there that are really good. They're more like what you would say like an English biscuit
Mm-hmm.
kind of a cookie. Like they're very crisp.
Yeah.
But they do like an Earl Grey one, a lavender cookie.
Nice.
There's also like a chai one that's really good.
Right.
They're just like perfect to have with like a
Right.
cup of tea or two. They're
Right.
so good.
Yeah. So let me ask you, in terms of tea,
Hmm.
what is your favorite tea that you've ever had?
Um, let me think. So I like fruity teas. Like I like
Mm-hmm.
teas that have a lot of fruit mixed in with them.
Yeah.
I used to get one from Tivana when it was still a thing.
Mm.
That it was called mango black tea. Like that's all it
Uh-huh.
was just a mango black tea. It had little bits of mango and stuff in it. Mango is my favorite fruit,
Mm-hmm.
so I was already partially into it before I even
Right.
tried it.
Right.
Um, if I like, if I never had any other tea ever again for the rest of my life, I would be
Mm-hmm.
happy with just the mango black tea.
Mm.
Um, I will say, more recently, I have been drinking more oolong tea.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just because I think it's a little bit lighter than like a black tea, so I
Mm-hmm.
think it's a little bit easier on the palate
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's an easier tea to drink for sure.
Hmm. And there's a bubble tea place that I like to go to that does it's a peach oolong tea, and they put like
Mm,
actual little like diced up pieces of peaches in it and I
nice.
usually get like a popping bubble, like a mango popping bubble or something in it.
Uh-huh. Oh, that sounds good.
That's been my go-to tea recently whenever I've been out like buying
Nice.
drinks.
Oh, that's good. I do like the combination of peach and oolong. That's a
Hmm.
really good combination.
It's a really like summery flavor. Like it's really good.
Right, right.
I'm just super into it.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
about you? What's your favorite tea?
So it was funny you brought up Tivana because I remember when Tivana was around too, and they had like a cherry green tea for a
I
time.
remember that one. That one was
It
so
was so
good.
good. I would have it hot. I would make iced tea out of it. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Mm-hmm.
so good.
Yeah,
And
I love that one.
cherry's not actually my favorite flavor, but I really liked that one.
Yeah, it was just
Um,
perfect for that though.
right. I had so I order from David's Tea a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like I can't really get very decent teas where I live. Like you go to
Yeah.
the store, it's just gonna be like the Lipton. Sometimes you'll be able
Mm-hmm.
to get like a Twinings or a PG Tips or
Mm-hmm.
something in
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
like international section. But it's mostly like celestial seasonings, stash teas, which are fine. Like all
Yeah.
that stuff is fine. But if you really want a quality like loose leaf tea, like there's nothing that quite beats that. Because a lot of the
Right.
other ones are very sawdust like.
Yeah. The thing with like those like box teas that you get in the grocery store too, like a lot of them use pesticides.
Yeah.
Which is you need to really like watch out for that.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you like to
And
drink a lot of tea.
exactly. So that's why I like to do like more loose leaf tea
Mm-hmm.
from like trusted sources and stuff like that.
Right. Right.
Um but yeah, I agree. Yeah, the I'm in the same boat as you. Like I can't get good tea around here either. So I
Yeah.
often have to order it or like
Yeah.
pick it up in a different city or something.
Right. So yeah. So like I totally like ordered these Adagio teas. I got their Dr Pepper
Yeah,
one,
how was that?
and you know it didn't taste like Dr. Pepper, though it did have the flavor notes to it, but
Okay.
didn't have enough of the cherry kind of ishness and
Mm-hmm.
it was fine. If I brewed it too long, it tasted really bitter. So
Oh,
I
okay.
found it's recommended 3 to 5 minutes, and 3 minutes was enough
Mm-hmm.
before it started to taste really bitter. Um,
Yeah.
it was okay. It was a good iced tea.
Yeah, I would try it, but I don't
Yeah,
know if I would
yeah.
like it.
Yeah, it's okay. It's like a chai.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, essentially, because of a lot of the flavors in Dr. Pepper are flavors from chai. It had like some ginger in it, and I think
Yeah,
some
it's like it's
nutmeg.
described as like a spicy cherry soda, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
But I from David's Tea sometimes I'll get the peach matcha, which is
oh, that's a good one.
really
Mm-hmm.
good. Again,
Mm-hmm.
peach. Peach is such a great pairing with tea.
Oh, I agree.
And let's see. Yeah, I like a decent oolong. I think for me, I don't like green tea as an iced tea. I like it more as a hot tea. Both
Yeah.
oolong, I like it as both.
Yeah.
I think it's a really serviceable, flexible tea.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
Um,
yeah. But
s-
yeah, seriously, this Ayaka one, I love that. I love it. So again, that's a. Let's see, what was in it again? It was blueberry. Um, Oh, let me find that. I had it written down. So white blueberry, white pear, and apricot.
yeah.
So that
You
combination
know,
is really nice.
so I went to cosmetology school and the school that I went to um was they had a hot tea that you could offer to guests as they came
Mm-hmm.
in.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually had like licorice in it, like licorice root.
I do like licorice in my teas.
It was the first time I'd ever tasted anything quite like it. Like it's very like I don't know what type of tea was with it. I just remember the licorice.
Yeah.
Um, but it was just very like I don't like licorice as a candy, but in the tea it made it
Yeah.
taste really interesting and really
Yeah.
really like complex flavor.
Yeah. Licorice, I think, is a very different animal when it's in a tea.
Yeah, it is. It's really funny how it's like
Yeah.
that.
Like it's really light. It's very sweet. Like if you have a licorice tea, you don't really usually need to add all that much sugar in it because the licorice makes it sweet.
Exactly. Yep.
So
We
it's
we never put any sugar or anything in the tea. We just
right.
served it straight out of the kettle. So
Right, right. Like if you have throat coat tea.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I love throat coat.
That does have some licorice in it as well.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I do like licorice in teas. I'm a little weird, I guess, because I did live in the Netherlands for a time, and if you know
Hmm.
anything about like Northern Europe, um, they really like licorice, and
Yeah, they
they
do.
like
Hmm.
salted licorice, which is, I mean, like I'm good with licorice. I do like licorice, but salted licorice is crazy. Like I don't
Yeah.
understand how people eat that. Like it's a
Yeah,
little
that seems
much.
a little extreme for me.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like if you're somebody who doesn't like licorice and you try salted licorice and then regular licorice, you'd be like, "Oh my god, that's horrifying."
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I'm not a huge licorice person to begin
but
with,
yeah,
so
it's super popular in that part of Europe.
yeah.
It's very strong. It's
Hmm.
so strong. It's almost like they took the licorice and they pickled it.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, it's a
That
lot.
sounds awful.
Yeah, yeah. But regular licorice, I'm good. Sometimes I like it.
Hmm.
I think it just depends on if it's decent licorice or not.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, they had like salted licorice Mentos, if you can
Ew.
imagine that, because they had the mint outside with the
Yeah.
salted licorice inside.
Ew. That sounds so gross to me.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny what different, like, when you travel and you have like you go to different places and you'll see what their kind of like specialties are, and it's like,
Hmm.
okay, you can keep that.
Right, right.
Like
It's like, yeah, that's
I love Japanese food, but I do not like
uh-huh.
natto at all.
Oh yeah, no. It's
Natto's
definitely something you have to grow up with, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. And definitely if you're going to eat it, it should never be by itself. It has
No,
to be with
you need to add
rice.
stuff to it.
Yeah, yeah. Like I tried it by itself and I was just like, I'm very adventurous with food. I'm very adventurous with
Hmm.
flavors,
Hmm.
but oh my god, I was like,
And like the texture of the slime,
mm. I
I can't.
I read somewhere that they had come up with a way to use the bacteria from natto to make
Hmm.
disposable clothing.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know like how much they've actually done that,
Hmm.
like actually made it available, but
Right.
yeah, it's that I don't know. But at the same time, I've had escargot
Yeah.
and it's really not bad. Like it just tastes like whatever you cook it in.
Hmm.
So I've had it with pesto and I love pesto. So
Oh, I do too.
like it was just like, eating something that's a little on the chewier side covered with pesto. It's almost like gnocchi in a way,
Oh,
except
okay.
a little
Yeah.
chewier.
Hmm.
Or, most people will do that with garlic and butter because it's very French
Hmm.
to do
Hmm.
garlic and butter, I think.
Yeah.
Or have them in little brioches, and it's I think we think about snails, we think, oh, slimy and icky, but you know the escargot that they use to eat from, it's not
Hmm.
like you just I some people do grab them in the garden and they bring them inside, but pretty much they're fed on cornmeal, which is a
Mm.
very neutral thing. And
Right.
it's I mean, if you eat squid, it's not that different from eating, you know the texture wise, it's not that different from
Yeah.
eating,
Very chewy.
it's just a shell. It's like, shellfish too.
Right.
So
Right.
it's
Yeah.
really not that bad. I also let's see, what's other weird stuff that I've had. I don't know. I think those are probably the two things I would say are the weirdest. But
Hmm. I've
yeah,
had squid cookies before
squid
from
cookies.
from Japan. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
They kind of tasted almost like a graham cracker, but it was not the texture of a graham cracker at all.
Mhm.
It was very weird. It was like a very crispy cookie.
Right, right.
But yeah,
Was
it
it
was made out of squid.
was it sweet?
Ever so slightly, yeah. Um,
Interesting.
it didn't like I've had calamari before. Like it did not
Mhm.
taste like squid calamari. It just tasted like
Right.
sugar, kind of like it just tasted kind of sweet.
Mhm.
But it wasn't like overly sweet. It was
Mm.
just very very weird. But yeah, I tried that in high school because one of my best friends growing up had a Japanese aunt
Mhm.
that would bring back weird things for them to try.
Nice. One thing
Mm-hmm.
I used to get sometimes at Japanese groceries is the I forget what kind of fishes. These little tiny freeze dried fish,
The white bait.
and it could be, and they're a great source of protein. Like if you just need like a quick snack.
Oh, like the little. I know what you're talking about. Like the
Yeah,
little the whole fish that like come in a little bag and they're flavored.
yeah, and they're dried. They're not bad. You know,
Yeah,
although
I
I'd
was.
rather have shrimp chips. Shrimp chips are yum.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And gosh, oh my gosh, some of the chip flavors out of Japan are so good. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
why do we not have them here? Like, what
I
is
agree.
wrong with people that they make?
Mm-hmm.
Or even like, gosh, McDonald's. Anytime I've had McDonald's internationally, so much better than America, and it's an American restaurant. Like, what is going
Right.
on? Why are they giving us like the worst version of McDonald's here? You know?
Because that's what we grew up on. That's what we'll accept.
Yeah, like
But
I
other
can't.
other countries, they have higher standards for their food
Yeah,
than we do here,
yeah.
so
Like
they
I
won't accept it.
right. I would get veggie burgers at McDonald's in Europe,
Mm-hmm.
and they were really good.
Yep. Yep.
You
I've
know?
always wanted to try a McDonald's veggie burger.
Yeah, yeah. And gosh, has any McDonald's kept a veggie burger like
Nope.
in
Not in the
stock?
U.S.
Like it's crazy. They're decent. They're
Yeah.
like a bean based veggie burger.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Europe, no problem. You can get one. You know.
Wendy's had Wendy's had a black bean burger for like one
Mm-hmm.
summer, like a few years ago. That was
Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Right.
It was slightly spicy, and they
Mm-hmm.
put I think they put pepper jack cheese on it, but I got a different cheese. I think
Mm-hmm.
I got like it was a different white cheese. I can't remember what it was,
Probably
but they
lemon.
had like they had like an aioli on it, like a garlic aioli,
Mm.
and it had spring mix on it, and it was so good.
Nice. Nice.
But yeah, they got rid of it and never like brought it back or anything. So
Yeah. Right.
I'll never see it again.
Oh. So
Like
sad.
that's the sad part about being a vegetarian is that like people will
Yeah.
try vegetarian foods and then
Right.
discontinue them and then you just like you're stuck.
Yeah.
So
So I'm on an ad break right now, and
okay,
I definitely need to use the bathroom. So why don't we do a transition here? We'll switch to
okay,
supermarket together in a little bit.
okay, sounds good to me. Let's
All
do it.
right. So let's take a break.
Okay, we will be right back.